Hi, I'm Ron with Amazing Mile Marker Stops, and we're at Richmond Hill, AIM 605 on the Atlantic ICW. Previously on Amazing Mile Marker Stops, we visit the Fish Dock restaurant. We take a short walk around the town. And we anchor in the Altamaha Sound, where we watch 4-foot-long sturgeon leaping out of the water. Years ago, we went to the Fishtails restaurant at Richmond Hill when we actually kept our boat in the Savannah area. But we haven't been there in a long time, and that was before we shot any videos for Amazing Mile Marker Stops. So we thought we'd go back and revisit Richmond Hill, get some video. Also, we've never been to the fort that's there. We now have bicycles we carry on board, so we have the ability to go to the fort and visit that. So that's our plan, is to take Elixir up to Richmond Hill, go eat at Fishtails restaurant, let y'all see what it looks like, and also go visit Fort McAllister and let you see what that's like. Weather's great outside. We got 5 to 10 mile-an-hour winds, zero swell, zero. Ken here, hi Ken. Ken has never been outside. So Marie's asleep, she don't know any better. We're fixing to go outside. After a day outside, we dropped anchor near the mouth of Kilkenny Creek. And the next morning we woke up and enjoyed the sounds of nature for a while. And then we got underway again and saw something really interesting. I don't know what exactly causes this, but I always find it interesting when I run into it. You've got this line right along there where this side of the water is dark and that side of the water is blue, and it's just a fine line. And you'll see we're about to cross over. We're in the dark water, it looks muddy, and then all of a sudden, boom, we're in the blue water, or greenish, whatever color you want to call it. But it's just interesting that you have that really defined line, and it'll run for a long ways. One side is one color and the other side's a starkly different color. After a short cruise, we came within sight of Fort McAllister. Right along the shore there, you can just make out the earthworks where they piled up dirt and hid their cannons behind it. That's part of the old fort, Fort McAllister. I have absolutely no idea what these two are doing, but they look pretty serious about it. We have arrived at Fort McAllister Marina. Got a few boats in here, and we're gonna get cleaned up and take a trip over to the fort itself, and also get something to eat this evening up at Fishtails Restaurant. We're at Fort McAllister Park. This is the park office. Fort McAllister is a historic site as well as a park. When you first come in, there's a little store. We can do some shopping, and they've got a museum here. This tells you the history of this area, starting with the Indians and going to colonial times, Civil War. They've got artifacts from when this was a fort. Here's what the fort looked like. That's the river over there that we came up to get to the marina. The marina is off that way. I shot those earthworks from the water as we came in. That's what you saw. These are some replicas, I guess, of the bunkhouses the soldiers stayed in. Ken has volunteered to serve. Say hi, Ken. So he got assigned to bunkhouse A. Apparently 2 guys stayed in a bunkhouse. There's one bunk, there's second bunk. Stove to keep them warm in the winter and probably heat up some coffee year round. And that was it. That was their home, away from home. When the Civil War broke out, the Confederacy knew that they needed to protect the southern approach to Savannah. So the McAllister family donated some land, and Fort McAllister was erected. Over a 2-year period, the Union Navy tried several times to take the fort, but they were unsuccessful because the earthworks, which to us seems somewhat archaic, actually absorbed the shells and did very little damage, and they would repair their fort overnight. However, likewise, the Union was sending ironclads, and the fort's shells couldn't damage the ironclads, so it was kind of a stalemate on the Ogeechee River until Sherman marched to the sea. When Sherman arrived, he sent an entire division against the fort of only 230 men. Knowing that they would be overcome eventually, they still refused to surrender. And it took about a day for the Union Army to get through the defenses to the outer part of the fort. But once they reached the outer part of the fort, it only took about 15 minutes to overwhelm this small number of men inside the fort. Although the 230 men fought valiantly, once the fort fell, the 10,000 men in Savannah abandoned their fort and fled. After a fun day exploring the fort, the crew heads up to Fishtail's restaurant for a well-deserved dinner. This is the outside bar and restaurant area for Fishtail's restaurant. Come out here, relax, enjoy the good weather and the view out over the water, but we're fixing to go inside. Well, we're in the Fishtail's restaurant, getting ready to eat, and it's very colorful. All the tables are painted different colors. Ours is red. Next one's pink. Just blues, limes, all kinds of colors. It's very festive in here. The entire restaurant is lined with windows so you can look out over the marina and see your boat. Really nice view. This is our waitress, Kelsey. Hi, Kelsey. She's been really helpful. She's got a great smile. Really friendly. If you come to Fishtails, say hi to her and come on by and visit Fishtails Restaurant. Thanks, Kelsey. Our visit to Richmond Hill complete. It's time to head on to our next adventure. If you'd like to see more of these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And don't forget to check out the nation's largest free online travel guide for boaters, AmazingMileMarkerStops.com. And like us on Facebook. And remember, don't just cruise.
Visit Amazing Mile Marker Stops.
Zero swell. Zero. Marie's asleep. She don't know any better. We're fixing to go outside. And we'll just run up the coast a little ways and dart back in, maybe before Marie wakes up.